Tier 2 dungeons are coming very soon to global version of Throne and Liberty. So for today's video, I have a special presentation for you. You will see all 5 dungeons here in this video. You will see gear, what you can get in the future, I hope, like I said, very soon on global servers. Regarding Tier 2 gear, you'll notice also here within this video, you need to wait for that a little bit longer because looks like we are not getting at the same time Tier 2 gear and Tier 2 dungeon. Tier 2 gear you'll get later. Nevertheless, there are many interesting sets of gear which are dropping in these dungeons, right? You can see here Shadow Harvester set, even this Shock Commander set. They have different names over there on servers in Korea. So let's check what is waiting for us very soon on global servers of this game. Before we start, let me just say, subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more of Throne and Liberty videos in the future. Let's start with Island of Terror. This tier 2 dungeon, level 50, will drop, you can see here, these dimensional soul shards. This is kind of normal drop, I would say, right? We have also here this parchment. What else? Precious parchment. Of course, abyssal contract tokens, and we have here mastery due. Regarding gear, let's check what we have here. We have here these sets of the gear. Don't forget, some of these sets, like I said, are tier 2. Probably we are not getting tier 2 gear at the same time when we are getting tier 2 dungeons, but we are getting this gear definitely within tier 2 dungeons. You will recognize here these sets. For example, this one, this will be Shock Commander set, right? This here, Reaper set, is Shadow Harvester set, actually, right? So you can get these drop in dungeons, which is actually really cool, right? Because currently we cannot get this from the dungeons. Currently in dungeons, right? These dungeons, tier 1, well, we can get only these gear here, right? We cannot drop sets. But in tier 2 dungeons, you can get that. So let's check from the start. We have here Wraith Knight Execution Armor. Names of the sets probably will be different, right, for a global version of the game. Let's go further with Abyss Slayer Insanity Armor. Max damage 20, critical hit 100 set effects. On the previous one, we had max health 2000 and melee heavy attack chance 12. Let's check further. This is here Winged Windstorm Armor. Critical hit 200 up, critical damage 15% up. This is nice, right? Additional critical damage 1% up per 1 meter away from the target. Critical damage up to 40%. What else do we have here? Ardent Herald Gown. This is World 3 set. Max mana 1500 up and mana regeneration 50. And on 4 pieces, right, set effect. Cooldown speed 1% per 1000 maximum mana, cooldown speed maximum 20%. And we have here, this is already start, right, with tier 1 gear, right, set. You can see it's dropping different names, obviously, right, from global version of the game. But it's nice to see all of these sets, right, are dropping in tier 2 dungeons. So I think that many players will play this, right, for sure. Check this out. Right, really nice. Let's check further. Saint Raiment. And of course this here, Miracle of Mother Nature. This is one of the most famous, right, gear parts from over there on servers in Korea in the past. What else do we have here? Okay, we have here some accessories. Ring. And we also have some blue gear parts. And crafting materials additionally, right? You can see here, right? Even some materials, right, for cooking. Let's go further with Void Wastes. Basically, situation is like this, right? So 5 different dungeons. Each dungeon is dropping different gear parts for these, right, tier 2 and tier 1 sets, right? So in Void Wastes, you can get gloves, right? Tier 2, obviously, right? For sets, which I have just shown you in a minute, right? And obviously, right, again, a tier 1, which we currently already have sets, but they are not dropping in the dungeons. In the future, they will drop in tier 2 dungeons. So, for example, Void Wastes will drop gloves. You can see here many amazing gloves, right? Even tier 1. Regarding tier 2, like I said, probably not. This one here, right? We are not getting, but who knows? Anything is possible, right? You can see here also some accessories. Let's check them out. This cape. Okay, and blue gear parts and crafting materials with Reaper Soul and additionally precious polished crystal. Then we have here a Valley of Slaughter, dropping again, right, these headgear parts. This is epic level 2. Yeah, check it out a little bit. I don't want to turn this into reading session, so stop the video when you want to see something interesting regarding these sets, right? You can see here Valley of Slaughter dropping really good gear. This you'll recognize, right, from obviously from current version of the game. Everybody is now looking for this, right? And also this, right? Why not? And what else do we have here? Some accessories. We have here this bracelet. You will see here also rune parts. Are we getting runes? Probably yes with these systems, but we don't know, right? We will see that in the future. Rune system and material conversion system should be available very soon also in global version of the game. And some crafting materials. Let's go further with Carmine Rage Island. This is dropping boots, actually shoes, right? This is normal drop like parchment, right? You can see here Abyssal Contra tokens, Mastery Dew, and Dimensional Soul Shard. And we have here some tier 2 boots. Looking really good, right? From different sets. And tier 1, right? So if you didn't get some gear part from these sets, well, you'll be able to get it right from these dungeons. And you can run specifically some dungeons for gear part which you want, right? From that set, right? Whatever you want, well, run a specific dungeon and you will get it, right? And we have here some accessories. Looking really good. And blue gear parts. Again, crafting materials, right? And polished crystal. And on the end, we have here Torture, Chamber of Screams. Again, last part of the gear here, right? Parchment normally, Abyss tokens normally, right? Training Dew for Mastery normally. And again, we have some tier 2 parts. And we have here Epic level 2, right? You can see it's written here regarding gear. And Show Commander set, Reaper set, Shadow Harvester set, right? So they have changed names. Obviously, they have changed names for global version of the game, but you will recognize sets right here from this user interface, what you can see. And we have here some accessories. This necklace, this cape, actually cloak, blue gear parts, and on the end, polishing crystal and some crafting materials. So these are 5 tier 2 dungeons which we are getting very soon in global version of the game. Regarding tier 2 gear, that remains to be seen. What we know so far, we are not getting it. But who knows? They can always change their mind, right? Amazon Games and NCSoft, they could possibly give us tier 2 gear, but probably that will be too soon. That will be too soon. We are getting, I expect, normally, right, tier 1 gear, these sets, which is actually pretty nice, right? Because imagine, now you can run these dungeons for some gear part which you still miss, right? For some of these sets, right? From different sets, you can go here and run dungeons. And regarding everything else, it's looking pretty normal, right? Regarding parchments, regarding abyssal tokens, contract tokens, right? Regarding these due for mastery, and regarding dimensional soul shards, there is nothing special here. In the future, you'll see some guides on my YouTube channel regarding each one of these dungeons, because originally, as I remember over there on servers in Korea, these dungeons were actually really hard. Later, they have nerfed these dungeons. Now, are we getting hard version of these dungeons? I don't think so. I doubt. They will probably give us that nerfed version, but still, that nerfed version is much more hard than tier 1 dungeons. Tier 1 dungeons are really easy, right? But then again, these dungeons here, right, all of these tier 2 dungeons are nothing like dungeons of Lost Ark. If you remember, if you have ever played Lost Ark, then you know what I mean, right? There is a certain complexity, but not that big, right? But like I said, I don't think that we will get hard version of these dungeons, which they had over there on servers in Korea for release of these dungeons. Players did complain, I remember, it was really hard. Then they have nerfed it, probably we're getting that nerfed version. For today, this was a short presentation to show you all the gear which is dropping in tier 2 dungeons of Throne and Liberty. Like I said, including tier 2 gear, but forget about tier 2 gear for now at least, right? We are getting tier 1 sets at least. Thank you for watching the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitch, and see you soon with another Throne and Liberty video.